I'm Leo.
And I'm Tina.
On this channel, we help you learn real English through natural conversation. We want English to feel useful, clear, and friendly in daily life.
Yes, we focus on practical English that you can use while traveling, studying, working, and speaking with people from around the world. Our goal is to help you feel more confident, one conversation at a time.
And today's topic is super useful for travelers.
That's right. Today we're talking about how to talk with taxi drivers while traveling in English.
This is such a practical topic because taxi rides happen in real life. Maybe you're at the airport, maybe you're tired, maybe it's raining, maybe you're carrying two heavy bags and trying not to panic.
Exactly. And in those moments, you need simple, clear English. You need to know how to say where you're going, ask about the price, check the route, make small talk, and solve little problems politely.
So if you've ever thought, what do I say when I get into a taxi, this lesson is for you.
Yes, we'll show you how to handle the conversation from the beginning of the ride to the end, with useful phrases, natural examples, and practical travel tips.
If you enjoy learning with us, please like this video and subscribe to the channel.
And don't forget to click the bell so you never miss a new lesson.
All right, Tina, I think we're ready to get in the taxi.
I think so too. Let's get started.
So, Tina, how are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. I feel pretty calm today because I had a simple morning. I made tea, checked my messages, and took a short walk before work. How about you?
I'm good, but a little tired.
Really? Why are you tired?
Because last night I started watching travel videos again. First, it was one airport video, then one city guide, then one video about train stations, and somehow I ended up watching a man explain taxi scams for 40 minutes.
That actually sounds useful.
It was useful, but also a little stressful. Now I feel ready to travel and suspicious at the same time.
That's an interesting combination.
What did you do this weekend?
On Saturday, I cleaned out an old drawer and found some receipts and little travel notes from past trips. I also found a hotel card from a trip I took a few years ago.
Oh, I love finding old travel things. Did it bring back memories?
Yes, especially because I remembered taking a taxi from the airport and feeling nervous about giving the address clearly. I had the hotel name, but I wasn't sure how to explain it.
That is so real. I had a similar experience once. I got into a taxi and tried to sound confident, but I said the hotel name too fast, and the driver looked at me like I was inventing words.
What happened?
I showed the address on my phone, smiled, and suddenly became a very quiet passenger.
Honestly, that's a smart solution.
Yes, but I remember thinking, wow, I need better taxi English.
I think many travelers feel that way. Taxi conversations are short, but they can be very important.
Exactly. Speaking of travel, directions, and awkward taxi moments, that connects perfectly to today's lesson.
It does. Today, we're going to talk about how to speak with taxi drivers in English in a clear, calm, and practical way.
So let's move to the main conversation.
Okay, Leo, let's start at the very beginning. Imagine you arrive at the airport in a new country and you need a taxi. What is the first thing you say when you get in?
I think the simplest first line is, "Hi, can you take me to this address?" That feels easy and direct.
Yes, that's one of the best opening lines. You can also say, "Hello, I'd like to go to this hotel, please." Or, "Can you take me to the city center, please?"
So step one is greeting plus destination.
Exactly. Keep it simple. In a taxi, clarity matters more than long sentences.
What if I don't know how to pronounce the street name?
Then just show the address on your phone and say, "Here is the address." Or, "Could you please take me here?" That's completely normal.
Good, that makes me feel better already.
Yes, you don't need to pronounce every local street name perfectly. Showing the address is smart, not embarrassing.
I do that too, especially when the hotel name is easy, but the street name looks impossible.
Very common. Another useful phrase is this the right way to say it? If you want to check pronunciation.
Oh, that's nice, polite, and practical.
Yes. Now let's talk about one important question many travelers ask at the start of the ride: the price.
Yes, very important, especially when you're tired and carrying luggage.
Exactly. Before the ride starts, you can ask, how much will it cost? Or about how much is the fare?
Wait, what does fare mean?
Fare means the amount of money you pay for the ride. So taxi fare is the price of the taxi trip.
Ah, okay. So fare is just a more specific word for the ride price.
Exactly. You can also ask, does the meter work, or is it a fixed price?
That's really useful, because in some places taxis use a meter, and in some places they give a fixed price.
Right. And travelers need to know the difference. If you say, is it on the meter? You're asking if the price will be calculated during the ride.
What does meter mean exactly?
The meter is the small machine in the taxi that shows the cost as the ride continues.
Got it. So if I want to sound calm and careful, I can say, could you use the meter, please?
Yes, that's a very good phrase. Or, is this a fixed fare or metered? That also works.
I think that's a really important travel habit. Ask before the car starts moving.
Absolutely. It's much easier to avoid confusion at the beginning than solve it at the end.
What if the driver starts driving before I ask?
Then you can still ask politely, sorry, how much is the fare to the hotel? Or could you tell me if this ride is on the meter?
Great. So now we're in the taxi and the driver understands the destination. What comes next?
Sometimes nothing. Some drivers are quiet, and that's okay. But sometimes they ask simple questions like, where are you from? Or is this your first time here?
Ah, yes, small talk.
Exactly. And travelers should know a few easy answers. For example, I'm from Brazil. I'm from Korea. Yes, it's my first time here. No, I've been here before.
Nice. Very simple.
Yes, taxi small talk is usually short. You don't need perfect stories. You just need clear, friendly answers.
What if the driver asks, are you here for business or vacation?
Then you can say, I'm here on vacation, or I'm here for work, or I'm here for a short business trip.
I like that. Clear and easy.
Another common question is, how long are you staying? Then you can say, I'm staying for 3 days, for a week, or until Friday.
That's a very natural travel conversation.
Yes, and sometimes the driver may ask, where are you staying? Even if you already gave the address, they may just mean which hotel or which area.
So I can say, I'm staying at the Blue River Hotel, or I'm staying near the city center.
Exactly.
What if I want to ask the driver something else instead, like about the city?
Great idea. Taxi rides are often good chances to ask simple local questions. You can say, is this area busy at night? Or do you recommend any good restaurants nearby? Or is there anything interesting to see around here?
That's interesting. A mini taxi ride can become a mini local guide.
Sometimes, yes. Not always, but often.
I once asked a driver where I could get good noodles, and he gave me 3 suggestions in about 30 seconds. It was actually very helpful.
That's great. A useful question is, do you know any good local restaurants? The word local is important there.
Wait, what does local mean?
Local means from that area or common in that place. So a local restaurant is a restaurant that local people often go to, not only tourists.
Ah, that's a great word for travel English.
Yes, very useful. You can also ask, is this neighborhood safe at night, especially if you're arriving late?
That's a really practical question.
It is. Safety questions matter, especially when you're in a new place.
What if I want to ask about traffic, like if I'm in a hurry?
Then you can say, is there usually a lot of traffic at this time? Or how long do you think it will take? Or I'm a little in a hurry. Is this the fastest route?
Oh, that's a great one. Is this the fastest route?
Yes, that's useful when you want to check the route politely.
Wait, what does route mean?
A route is the way or path from one place to another.
Got it. So if I say, is this the best route, I'm asking if this is the best way to get there.
Exactly.
I think many travelers worry about sounding rude if they ask about the route.
That's true, but if you ask politely, it's completely fine. You can say, "Sorry, I'm not familiar with the city. Is this the usual way?" That sounds respectful.
Oh, that's really good. It explains why you're asking.
Yes. Another helpful sentence is, "I need to get there by 6 o'clock if possible." That gives the driver useful information without sounding demanding.
Nice. If possible makes it softer.
Exactly. Soft phrases are very helpful in travel situations.
Let's talk about directions during the ride. Sometimes you know the area a little and want to help.
Yes, in that case, you can say, "It's near the station," or "It's next to a bank," or "The entrance is on the left side."
That's useful. What if the entrance is not easy to see?
Then say, "The entrance is around the corner," or "Please stop near the main entrance," or "It's just past the traffic light."
Wait, what does past mean there?
Past means after you go beyond something. So just past the traffic light means a little after the traffic light.
Ah, okay. That's good for giving small directions.
Yes, very useful. You can also say, "Please stop here. This is fine." Or, "You can drop me off here."
Drop me off is a really common phrase, right?
Very common. It means, "Let me leave the car here." For example, "Could you drop me off at the corner?" Or, "Please drop me off in front of the hotel."
I like that phrase. It sounds natural.
It does. Now let's talk about problems. What if the driver doesn't understand you at first?
That happens sometimes.
Yes, and that's okay. Just stay calm and use simpler language. You can say, "Sorry, let me show you the address," or "It's near the central station," or "I can spell the hotel name for you."
That's smart. Simpler is better under pressure.
Always. You can also say, "Could you say that again, please?" if you don't understand the driver.
Or, sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yes, that's a great phrase.
What does I didn't catch that mean exactly?
It means, "I didn't hear or understand what you said."
Oh, that's really useful. It sounds more natural than just saying what.
Much more natural and much more polite.
What if the driver speaks very fast?
Then you can say, "Sorry, could you speak a little more slowly?" Or, "My English is okay, but could you please speak a bit slower?"
That's a very helpful sentence for learners.
Yes, it's honest and polite.
Let's imagine a different problem. What if the driver takes a different road and I feel confused?
Then stay polite and ask a simple question. You can say, "Sorry, is this the usual route?" Or, "I thought the hotel was closer to the station. Are we going the right way?"
That sounds calm, not angry.
Exactly. You should stay calm first. Most of the time, there may be traffic, road work, or a different route for a good reason.
Right. It's better not to start the conversation like a detective movie.
Exactly.
But if I really feel uncertain, I can also check the map on my phone, right?
Yes, absolutely. That's a smart travel habit. If needed, you can say, "I just want to check the map," if that's okay.
That's a good phrase. It sounds polite.
Yes. Another situation is when you need to stop somewhere briefly. For example, maybe you want to use an ATM or pick something up quickly.
Oh, yes. Then what do you say?
You can say, "Could we stop here for a minute?" Or, "I just need to use the ATM. Is that okay?" Or, "Can we make a quick stop?"
Nice. A quick stop is useful.
Very useful. Just remember that extra stops may affect the fare, so it's good to keep that in mind.
Good point. What if I want the driver to wait?
Then ask clearly, "Could you wait for 5 minutes?" Or, "Would it be okay if you waited here for a moment?" But remember, in some places, waiting may cost extra.
So maybe also ask, is there an extra charge for waiting?
Perfect. That's a smart question.
Wait, what does extra charge mean?
It means additional money you need to pay for something.
Got it. So if waiting costs more, that's an extra charge.
Exactly.
I think one difficult moment is arriving at the destination. People often don't know how to finish the conversation.
Yes, but it's actually simple. When you arrive, you can say, "This is great, thank you," or "Please stop here," or "This is the place."
And then the payment part begins.
Right. You can ask, how much is it? Or how much do I owe you? Both are natural.
I really like, how much do I owe you? It sounds polite.
Yes. Then if you're paying by card, you can ask, can I pay by card? Or do you take cards?
And if I only have cash?
Then you can simply pay in cash and say, here you are, when you give the money.
That's a nice little phrase.
It is very natural in many everyday situations.
What if I need change?
Then you can ask, do you have change? Or could I have some change, please?
Wait, what does change mean here?
Change means the money returned to you when you pay more than the total cost.
Ah, okay. So if the fare is $18 and I give 20, the $2 back is the change.
Exactly.
What about tips? Travelers always wonder about tips.
Tipping depends on the country. In some places it's common, in some places it's optional, and in some places it is not expected. If you want to tip, you can simply leave a little extra or say, keep the change.
That's a really useful phrase.
Yes, very common. It means the driver can keep the small amount left over.
So if the fare is $18 and I give 20, I can say, keep the change.
Exactly.
And after that, I guess I say, thank you, have a nice day.
Yes, or thanks for your help, have a good evening, or thank you very much.
I think that final moment matters. A polite ending makes the whole ride feel better.
I agree.
Let's talk about one more thing. When you don't want small talk.
Very important. Sometimes you're tired, worried, or just not in the mood. That's okay. You can still be polite without having a long conversation.
So what do I do?
Just answer briefly. If the driver says, where are you from? You can say, I'm from Spain. Smile, and that's enough. You don't have to continue.
That's good. I think some learners feel pressure to keep talking.
No, short, polite answers are fine.
What if I want to be extra clear with a destination because I'm nervous?
Then use the 3-step method. First, say the place name. Second, show the address. Third, add one small detail if needed. For example, I'm going to the Grand City Hotel. Here's the address. It's near the river.
That's such a good system.
Yes, it reduces confusion.
I think another helpful thing is preparing a few phrases before the trip.
Absolutely. Travelers should practice a small set of phrases before arriving. Can you take me to this address? How much is the fare? Could you use the meter, please? Please stop here. Can I pay by card? And thank you.
That's already a survival kit.
Exactly. You don't need 50 perfect sentences. You need a few reliable ones.
That's encouraging.
Good. That's the point.
Can we do a full example from beginning to end?
Of course. Let's imagine you're leaving the airport.
Okay.
You get in and say, hello, can you take me to this address, please? Then, it's the Parkview Hotel. Then, about how much is the fare? Or, could you use the meter, please?
Then, during the ride, maybe the driver asks, is this your first time here? And I answer, yes, it is. I'm here for 4 days.
Good. Then maybe you ask, do you know any good local restaurants near the hotel?
Nice. Then when we get close, I say, the entrance is on the right side, or please stop near the main door.
Exactly. Then at the end, how much do I owe you? Can I pay by card? Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
That's such a complete and useful model.
Yes, and notice how simple the language is.
That's important. Travel English works best when it's short and clear.
Absolutely.
One more thing. What if the driver is very friendly and gives local advice?
Then that's wonderful. You can respond with, that sounds great, thank you. Or, I appreciate the recommendation. Or, I'll try that.
Recommendation is a useful word too.
Yes, a recommendation is a suggestion, often about something good, like a restaurant or place to visit.
So if the driver says, you should try the night market, I can say, thanks for the recommendation.
Exactly.
I think taxi English is one of those things that seems scary before the trip, but once you learn the key phrases, it becomes much easier.
I agree. It's really about 3 things: destination, price, and polite interaction.
Plus, maybe not saying the hotel name like you're swallowing half the words.
Yes, speaking clearly helps too.
That advice is for me, I know.
A little.
All right, I think our viewers now have a very strong taxi conversation toolkit.
I think so too. Now let's move to the vocabulary breakdown. You know, Leo, while we were talking, we used many useful words and phrases. Let's go over some important taxi and travel vocabulary.
Yes, please. This part always helps me remember things better.
First word, fare. This means the money you pay for a taxi ride or another kind of transport.
Oh yes, such an important travel word.
Exactly. For example, how much is the fare to the airport? Another example is, the fare is higher at night. And you can also say, I check the fare before I start the trip.
And maybe the fare was reasonable, so I didn't worry.
Perfect. A related phrase is fixed fare, which means the price does not change. Do you usually ask about the fare first?
Yes, especially in a new place, because I like knowing what to expect.
That's smart. What's next? Next word, meter. This is the machine in the taxi that shows the cost during the ride.
Right, a very practical word.
For example, could you use the meter, please? Another example is, the meter starts at the beginning of the ride. And you can also say, I always look at the meter during the trip.
And maybe if the meter isn't on, I ask politely about it.
Exactly. A useful phrase is it on the meter? What's one thing that makes you feel calmer in a taxi?
Seeing the meter working correctly, that makes me relax.
Very understandable. What's next? Next word, local. This means from that area or common in that place.
Ah, yes, local food, local restaurant, local advice.
Exactly. For example, do you know any good local restaurants? Another example is, I like asking locals for travel tips. And you can also say, I want to try local food when I travel.
And maybe local markets are often more interesting than tourist shops.
Perfect. A local person is someone who lives in that place. What kind of local place do you like most when you travel?
Local food places. I always remember those best.
Good answer. What's next? Next word, route. A route is the way from one place to another.
Right. We used that when we talked about the fastest route.
For example, is this the best route to the hotel? Another example is, the driver chose a different route because of traffic. And you can also say, I checked the route on my phone.
And maybe some routes are shorter but not always faster.
Exactly. That's a very useful idea. What's more important to you, the shortest route or the fastest route?
Usually the fastest route, especially if I'm tired.
Makes sense. What's next? Next phrase, drop me off. This means, let me leave the car at a particular place.
Oh yes, I love this phrase because it's so common.
Exactly. For example, could you drop me off here? Another example is, please drop me off in front of the hotel. And you can also say, the taxi dropped me off near the station.
And maybe if the street is busy, you can drop me off at the corner.
Perfect. A similar phrase is pick me up, which means collect me by car. Where do you usually ask to be dropped off?
As close to the entrance as possible when I have luggage.
Very practical. What's next? Next word, entrance. This means the place where you go into a building.
Right, like the hotel entrance.
Exactly. For example, the entrance is on the left side. Another example is, please stop near the main entrance. And you can also say, I couldn't find the entrance at first.
And maybe some buildings have a side entrance and a main entrance.
Very good. The opposite is exit. What's one place where the entrance is often hard to find?
Big hotels or shopping centers. They sometimes have too many doors.
That's true. What's next? Next phrase, I didn't catch that. This means I didn't hear or understand what you said.
A very polite survival phrase.
Very much. For example, sorry, I didn't catch that. Another example is, I didn't catch the hotel name. Could you repeat it? And you can also say, if someone speaks too fast, I just say, I didn't catch that.
And maybe, I didn't catch the last part of your sentence.
Perfect. It's much more polite than just saying, what? When do you use this phrase most?
When people speak quickly in noisy places.
Very relatable. What's next? Next word, change. This means the money you get back when you pay more than the total.
Ah, yes, very important at the end of the ride.
Exactly. For example, do you have change? Another example is, the fare was $18, so I got $2 in change. And you can also say, keep the change.
And maybe, I try to carry small bills so change is easier.
That's a smart travel habit. A common phrase is exact change, which means the exact amount. Do you usually carry cash when you travel?
Yes, a little cash, just in case card payment doesn't work.
Very sensible. What's next? Next phrase, extra charge. This means additional money you need to pay.
Right, like waiting time or extra luggage sometimes.
Exactly. For example, is there an extra charge for waiting? Another example is, there may be an extra charge for airport pickup. And you can also say, I ask about extra charges before the ride.
And maybe late night rides sometimes have an extra charge.
Perfect. A useful tip is to ask politely and early. When do extra charges surprise travelers most?
Usually at airports or late at night, I think.
Yes, that happens often. One more? Yes. Last word, recommendation. This means a suggestion about something good, like a restaurant, shop, or place to visit.
Oh yes, taxi drivers sometimes give great recommendations.
Exactly. For example, thanks for the recommendation. Another example is, the driver gave me a great restaurant recommendation. And you can also say, do you have any recommendations for this area?
And maybe local recommendations are more trusted than random ads.
That's a great sentence. What's your favorite kind of travel recommendation?
Food recommendations. I always ask about food first.
I am not surprised. Can you summarize all the words for us? Of course. Fare means the money you pay for the ride. Meter is the machine that shows the cost. Local means from that area. Route means the way from one place to another. Drop me off means let me leave the car there. Entrance means the place where you go into a building. I didn't catch that means I didn't hear or understand you. Change is the money returned to you. Extra charge means additional cost. And recommendation means a helpful suggestion.
That's such a useful set of travel words. These can really help in real taxi situations.
Okay, Leo, that was a lot of talking about taxi conversations.
Yes, it was. I feel like we just took 10 imaginary taxi rides.
That's true. Let's think about what we learned.
Yes. Let's go step by step.
First, we learned how to begin the ride. We used phrases like, can you take me to this address? I'd like to go to this hotel. And here is the address.
Then we talked about price and payment basics. We learned phrases like, how much is the fare? Does the meter work? And is it a fixed price?
After that, we discussed the middle of the ride. We used phrases like, is this the fastest route? How long will it take? And could you speak a little more slowly?
Then we talked about small talk and useful travel questions. We used phrases like, is this your first time here? Do you know any good local restaurants? And is this area safe at night?
After that, we looked at problem-solving phrases. We learned, I didn't catch that. Let me show you the address. Is this the usual route? And could we stop here for a minute?
And finally, we talked about ending the ride. We used phrases like, please stop here. How much do I owe you? Can I pay by card? And thank you very much.
Exactly. So the good news is that taxi English does not need to be complicated.
Yes, you really just need a few key phrases, a calm voice, and a clear destination.
And remember, showing the address on your phone is completely normal. That can make the whole conversation easier.
Right. Clear communication is more important than trying to sound fancy.
Absolutely. If you practice these phrases a little before your trip, you will feel much more confident.
Now we want to hear from you. This is our favorite part.
Our question of the day is, what is one phrase you think is most useful in a taxi while traveling, and why?
I'll answer first. I think the most useful phrase is, Can you take me to this address, please? Because it is the basic phrase that starts the whole ride clearly.
That's a great choice. For me, I think the most useful phrase is, how much is the fare? Because understanding the price early can help avoid confusion later.
See, we have different answers, and that's okay.
Exactly. Some people care most about the destination, some care most about the route, some care about payment, and some care about speaking politely.
So, viewers, we want to know about you.
Please tell us in the comments, write, the most useful taxi phrase is blank because blank.
Or you can write, when I travel, I always want to know how to say blank.
Or this one, I think blank is important because blank.
These simple comment templates can help you practice writing in English right away.
Yes, and your answers help us make better videos and help you practice writing.
So please share your answer with us. We really enjoy reading your comments.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
We hope this lesson helps you feel more confident when talking with taxi drivers in English.
If you enjoyed this video, give this video a big thumbs up.
And click the subscribe button and the little bell.
That way, you won't forget to join us for our next lesson.
You are all great students, and we're so happy to learn with you.
Keep practicing. Remember, travel English works best when it is simple, clear, and polite.
Yes, learn a few strong phrases, use them calmly, and trust yourself.
You're doing an amazing job.
Have a wonderful day, evening, and night wherever you are.
Take care, keep learning, and keep speaking English.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.